So welcome everyone to another lovely spiritual hour, and we're very lucky to have Serena Toner, who's going to be sharing some coaching advice with us today and tips. And so yeah, I'm just going to hand straight over to Serena. Welcome.
Thank you, Catherine, for having me again. I'm excited to be back to talk about life coaching and goal setting and fun, practical stuff we can do, because January is a really good time where people kind of get in the mindset, don't they, of setting new goals and planning for the future. And although we know with the Gregorian calendar, it's not really the new year. We know kind of we should be doing this springtime, March time. However, for the sake of being in a human being in a human body as part of this collective consciousness, let's set the right intentions and know what we want to do. Now, with coaching, as a life coach, you're never qualified, because you can't get a qualification in it. You get certified, just to get clear. So it's not something you can give advice on, but you kind of guide people, I guess. I've been coaching people without realizing since 2007, when I first found The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. Most of you may have read the book or watched a documentary and heard of the original. Absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't, check it out. And my father, I'm very lucky, is a vocal transformational coach. So he's actually a celebrity coach. He's a life coach. He does a lot of rebirthing. He does a lot of spiritual stuff with high-end clients. So I've had an inside information for a very long time, and how to learn that. And I think it was 2008, I attended a Tony Robbins seminar. Now, again, if you've never heard of Tony Robbins, check out his documentary, I'm Not Your Guru. He's in the movie Shallow Hal as himself. He's got many books. He's been around forever. He's a very motivational, inspirational coach. He's phenomenal. And when I attended his UPW, it's called Unleash the Power Within. It's a very powerful, like 3-4 day seminar where you go to London. I think it was at the XL, and you kind of release everything. So you release your limiting beliefs, you go through some transformational stages. You're in a room with 10,000 other people doing the same, and it's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. I'm not here to pitch Tony Robbins, but a lot of my work that I do with my clients is based on his teachings, as we know. But he learned from the best. He learned from Jim Rohn, just like Eckhart Tolle learned from Barry Long and Alan Watts. So there's always like a lineage, isn't there, of information, and it's how you present it. But he's obviously done very well in what he does. And it's about how you reiterate the information, I guess. So when my clients come to me, often they've heard of Tony Robbins and they know I'm doing Robbins coaching with them, but they love it because it's the way I present it, in a simple way, fun, holding them accountable, that kind of thing, to make those changes. So with life coaching, I guess people search out a life coach if they're wanting to reach the next level of their goals. Maybe they know what they want to do and they just kind of want a bit of accountability. Maybe they are stuck. Maybe they don't actually know what they want to do, but they know they need some guidance. What I'd say is, if you're looking specifically, say, to make changes with your fitness and your health, reach for your health coach. If you're looking for specific, relationship, you want to let go of an ex, you want to find new love, find a relationship coach. There are specific coaches we know for those things. But if you want a general overview, life coaching is a really beautiful way to start, really good fun way to get you, motivated into achieving things. But the first thing we would do with any consult, so with a 30-minute free coaching consult I give to any client to see if we can work together, to see if this is right for them, because some clients do come to me and they do need something else. They do need more. I'm not going to just take their money and say, yeah, I'll help you. And I know they need counseling. I know they need deeper therapy. Maybe they need some healing first. Maybe they've got blocks. Maybe they need some hypnotherapy first. So I always gauge with the right questions where they're at. But if they're kind of in a really good place and you probably don't even feel like you need coaching, that's the best time to do life coaching. When your life's going really well and things are great, but you want to step it up a notch. You want to really go, okay, let's reach for the highest timeline. But I do also see a lot of clients who come to me and they're like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know. There's a lot of that. Well, I'm supposed to be on my soul's mission. I'm supposed to be on my purpose. But I don't know what I want. I don't know what relationship I want. I don't know what career I'm supposed to be doing. How do I find that? So in a 6-week program, I kind of create for them finding their soul's mission. either creating a compelling future, and also we do a snapshot of where they are, and then I hold them accountable. So they have like a 6-week program of lots of fun things to do every day. They're held accountable, and it's just a real fun journey. So yeah, with coaching, I'd say we can do today, what I'd like to do is a bit of a snapshot of where you are, and we'll talk about, I guess, the Tony Robbins method, so the RPM, which is the rapid planning method. So he does the wheel of life. So this gives you a snapshot of where you are. And I'm going to give you a little testimonial of a story I had from years ago of someone who had some coaching and got amazing results from the affirmations. So how do you actually do the affirmations? How do we write these? How do we get these? How do they work more powerfully? So what we'll do, if you've got your paper and pen ready, we'll start off with the snapshot of where you are in your life. So the wheel of life, the Tony Robbins one, is really simple. I want you to get your piece of paper and I want you to draw just a big circle, a nice clean circle. And I would like you to draw in the circle like slices of pizza. So 8 segments of a pizza slice. So a little bit like this. So you can have a nice big wheel with your 8 segments, okay? And leave a bit of a space at the bottom. So if anyone doing the replay, I'll give you time to do that, but leave a bit of space at the bottom because we're going to draw something in there. So see how good your art skills are. Catherine, you're going to win this one. Being the artist of the group. So when you've got your 8 segments, I would like you to draw. So it doesn't matter how neat at all. It can be really simple. It's just good fun. So I want you to draw a 0 in the middle. And I want you to draw a 10 on the outside. So you've got your circle with your 8 pieces of pizza, your 0 in the middle, and your 10 on the outside. All got that one? Yes. So on each segment then, I'll do this with you because we're going to do it together. We're going to write an example. So on the outside of the top segment of pizza, we're going to write the subject health. And the next pizza segment, we're going to write wealth, or you can say money, wealth or money. And the next segment is friends and family. So probably do this on the outside because we're going to need the segments in the middle. It's a little bit like that game. What's that game with the pieces of cheese? Trivial Pursuit. There you go. That's what I was thinking of. So friends and family. Next segment is playtime, hobbies and fun. So write that on the outside. And everyone got that? Next segment is relationships. So this is a snapshot of your life right now. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to be really honest. You're going to have to be really honest with yourself and really honest with where you're at right now, because then we can figure out where you need to be. Next segment is career and job. Then we've got personal space stroke me time. Time for me time. And the last segment of your Trivial Pursuit is contribution stroke spirituality on Spiritual Hour. So you should have all of your titles. I've done mine around the outside. Okay, so what we're going to do now then, we're going to go back to the health. Now you can see we're looking at the 0 being absolutely terrible, not where we want to be. 10 is the external, it's at the top. So when you're looking at these segments, I want you to be honest, and on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the absolute best of where you would like to be, your highest timeline, best possible outcome, where is your health right now, personally for you? And then draw a line across where you think that number would be, and then just gently shade it all the way down to the 0. So you've got a nice piece of coloured in pizza. So 0 to 10, mine's a 6, so I'm about there. So shade it in and then draw a line at 6, example. So that'd be the health one. Everyone got that? Yeah. So next up is wealth. So wealth, on a scale of 0 to 10, where you feel personally you are, where you compared to where you'd like to be, 10 being best possible outcome, 0 being absolutely nothing. Where are you on a scale of 0 to 10? And then shade that in, draw the line across that number and shade that in. Next up, we've got friends and family. So be really honest with yourself, where you are right now with your friends and family, scale of 0 to 10, where you'd like to be. Draw a line across where that is for yourself, and then shade it all the way down to 0. This feels like amateur hour, and I'm teaching you to suck eggs, but trust me, there's a process to this. It'll all make sense very soon. Next up, we have playtime, hobbies, and fun. On a scale of 0 to 10, where are you with that right now in your life, right now, today? 10 being best, living your best life. 0 being I have nothing and I need to get a social life and have some fun. Where are you honestly with yourself right now? Draw a line across that number and shade it all the way in. Next up, relationships. This is probably romantic relationships because we've covered friends and family in the other one. Kind of where you want to be and where you are. And then we've got career or job. Are you in your dream job? Are you living your best life? Are you doing everything you'd love to do with your career? Are you on your soul's purpose? What number does that represent to you? Then we've got personal space and me time. I get a lot of my clients who are mums who struggle with this one. It's normally like a 1. Scale of 0 to 10. How much time do you actually give for yourself compared to what you'd like to do? And then lastly, contribution and spirituality. Now, it's a bit of a funny one because there's 2 here. It's 2 very broad subjects. And for some reason, Tony Robbins puts them together. But he does that because he feels when you give service, you're giving back to God and that kind of thing. But that you take that how it resonates for you with your contribution and spirituality. Giving back, giving service, volunteering, whatever it is you do for yourself, meditating. So we should all have our shaded in wheels. Everyone shaded? Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to connect all of the top lines to make one shape. So I want you to draw around. I'll show you with my marker pen. So I'm going to create a shape. So you're going to draw across the top to create one shape. And it normally looks like some sort of radioactive. So you're connecting all together. So that looks like one shape now, yeah? So everyone do that for me.
I'm confused.
Draw your one shape. It's very important you get this right. So now with your one shape that you've created from that segment, I would like you to draw that shape at the bottom of the page or separate on the other side. So you're going to have to copy out somehow, like almost trace it how it would look if it was a shape, okay? So use your imagination, but follow the lines, how they are, and draw your shape below. So mine looks something like this. It should look weird. It normally looks radioactive. And then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to draw below that or on the following page, a car with no wheels. You see where this is going now, don't you?
Not really.
Catherine's conned on. So I would like you to draw a car with no wheels at the bottom. Be as childlike as you like. Bring out that playful side. I mean, my car is terrible. I'm like a 5-year-old. That's not even a car, I don't think. That is, I don't know what that is. That's my idea of a car. So using your car, I would like you to take your shape from your wheel, and that is the wheel of your car. So I'd like you to put your wheels onto your car now. So I'd like you to draw that shape and put them onto your car. Now, for some of you, very amazing people who are on their purpose and living their best life, you're going to have quite an even shape on your wheels. But for most people, at this point, we start to see that the wheels on your car, on your vehicle, are often quite jaggedy, or they have bits missing. Now, this represents your wheel of life. So these are the wheels on your car. And as you drive through the wheel of life, they're your wheels. So have a look at your shape. For example, mine's got a big jaggedy edge. So it would turn so far and then hit a bump in the road. So this is giving you an idea of, okay, so my life's not going to be that smooth. It's not going to have a smooth ride, right? So have a look at where your wheel is now. Have a look at your wheels on your car. And you'll notice probably on your wheel, there's one or two that if you just brought them up 1 or 2 millimeters, it would create a softening. Even if it was all of 5, it wouldn't matter. It's about bringing in everything so you can have a softer. So if I was to focus on this area of my life, for example, which is relationships for me personally, and brought that to a 5, everything else would be a bit smoother. So I'd have a bit of a smoother ride. So you'll notice now you'll have 2 subjects potentially, or 2 things that if you were to focus on would probably make your life a little bit better. So at this point, is there anyone who would like to share theirs? And does that all resonate so far?
Just give me a second. I don't mind sharing mine, but I just want to I've actually cheated a little bit and put it on the computer because I can't read my handwriting. So I've had to do it that way. But let me just duplicate the spread and put the car there so you can actually see the car. Share screen. There's share screen. It's highlighted. That's why I couldn't see it. Okay, so you can actually see my car's going to give me a very bumpy ride there. So things are sticking out where they shouldn't be.
So looking at that then, even if Catherine was to, for example, where there are broader ones, maybe that are like a 7 or an 8, if she was to focus less attention on those and focus her area on the ones that have the gaps, just to create that smoother transition, there would be things could possibly flow a bit smoother. So yeah, there's possibly 2 subjects, which is common for most clients that come to me, that really need focus. And it's like life saying, okay, here's your snapshot. Here's the 2 subjects we'd say let's look at. So let's dive deeper into that. What can we do about this? How can we make it a smoother ride? Thank you, Catherine, for sharing that. Amazing. I love the car. Brilliant.
Like something out of the Flintstones, one of those.
Absolutely brilliant. So write down then if you turn the page over, I'd like you to write down the subjects that were really sticking out, that were like, right, okay, I don't do this. They're very low in numbers. I'd probably like to get them a bit higher. So write down your subjects that you would like to focus on. So mine is the friends and family and relationships. I'm going to write that down because I know that's got to be my focus for January and going forward. So if the subjects that you've written resonate for you, you should be at a point where you're like, okay, I know this needs to be changed. So how do I go about changing it? So this is at the point where we look at our wants and our don't wants. Okay. So if there's something you've always wanted to do, so for example, if you had playtime, hobbies, and fun was a 2, and you're like, I'd love to get that to an 8, but there's something you've always wanted to do and you keep procrastinating, you keep putting it off. Now is the time, first of all, to get it out of your head and onto paper, because that's the first way we start to make changes. And the second way is we can use affirmations so that it becomes a part of your reality. So when you're setting goals, when you're setting affirmations, when you're setting things you want to do, the most powerful way to do that we know is affirmations, because it's the repetition of saying something again and again on a daily basis until it becomes a part of our reality. If it's something, for example, like career, and you have to do a lot of changes with that, so you have to do something specific, like, oh, I've got to look for a job, or I've got to find my thing, or I've got to get more clients in my business, that's going to be more of a different goal, but there will be an end goal. So I would ask you at this point, with your 2 subjects, how would I get those things? So think of one specific thing. So let's get your first subject. So mine is friends and family. I'm going to think of one goal that I'd like to achieve maybe this month, okay, with friends and family. And it's my best possible outcome, so I can get my friends and family up to an 8. Write out what you could do. Yourself knows, you know yourself best, what you could do, what action you could take to get that number higher in that set subject. So that it goes from that 3 to that 8. One action you could take, one phone call, one meeting, it could be joining a gym, it could be going on a dating site, it could be making that phone call, one action that you could take that would help you to get that number higher. So then you're going to do it with your other subject if you have those 2 subjects. Again, think about an action you could take, someone you could talk to. If you've been meaning to do something, book it. That kind of vibe, okay? So now you have a focus from your wheel of life. You have a focus on things you need to look at. Let's move on. We will come back to this, but let's move on to our compelling future. Just as an example, okay? So when we're looking at things that we want to achieve, so if we took our snapshot of our wheel of life and we're looking at friends and family, I'm like, I want to get that to an 8. I really want to achieve that. I don't know how, don't know how, don't want, not sure. The best way to get to your want, to get to your heart's desire, to get to your absolute clarity of what it is your vision is to actually write out what you don't want. And that sounds quite counterproductive at this point. But sometimes you can be so stuck in your head, stuck in the loop, stuck in the, thinking about things, and we don't actually take any action. So write out actually what I don't want. So an example of this would be your wheel of life is a 4 with your career and job. You're not in the job you want. So I'm going to write out, for example, right now, I don't want to be in this office job. I don't want to be working in this environment, and I don't want to be earning this money. Okay, so what do you want? Well, I do want to be working outside. I do want to be in an environment that I love, and I do want to, be earning this amount of money. So the brain straight away is going to be going, well, how? No, we don't worry about the how. The how is the universe's domain. At this stage, we're about getting clear on what you want. Let's eradicate those don't wants and turn it into a want. So now let's take it up a notch. So you've got your want, you've written your list of wants, and this can be from every area of that wheel of life. So you've got a want for your friends and family, you've got a want for your wealth, you've got a want for your playtime, hobbies, and fun, okay? So you've got your list. Now you're going to write it out as an affirmation. So you've got your job. I don't want to be in the office job. I don't want to earn that money anymore. I don't want to be stuck in my 9 to 5. I do want to work outside. I do want a better environment. You're going to change the wording and you're going to write it as if it's already happened. As we know with the gratitude, it always works. So the brain likes to be tricked. The brain doesn't know what's real. So you're going to say something like, I am so happy and grateful now that I am doing what I love. I work outside. I earn this much money, ... Be specific, write your money, write what you want. And it feels amazing. So you have now just put a statement out to the universe of what you are wanting to achieve. Absolutely. As if it's already happened. Best case scenario, it's a 10 on your wheel of life. That's your affirmation for that subject. So using your little header for your 2 subjects you've picked, write out your affirmation for that action or for that want. So as if it's already happened, and start using the words, I am so happy and grateful for, or I am so grateful now that, and as if it's happened already and you are living it. So you're living that life, you're experiencing it, that money's in the bank, you're there. And write it as a statement that makes you feel good. So the words that make you feel good, the words that resonate with your mind and with your brain and your heart. And I'd like you to do that for both of those subjects. So whatever action it was, even if it was to call a friend and take them on a hot air balloon ride. I'm so grateful. I called my friend and we went on that ride and it was phenomenal. We had the best time and I can't wait to do it again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you're shaping your affirmations, you're shaping your wants, you're shaping your desires. You've got your don't want, you've turned it into a want. You've got it out of your head, you've got it onto paper. That's phase 1. However, as I said before, with the subliminals, it only takes 21 days to change, to break a habit and to rewrite a new one. So with the repetition of the mind, you can actually use affirmations to create everything that you want. Using that wheel of life as your snapshot, using that as your starting point, if anything, you can create any affirmation you want. And what I would say is, with affirmations, don't think small, think big. Aim for the stars, land on the moon. I love that saying. Don't cap yourself. Don't limit yourself. If you're thinking something ridiculous, think bigger. Think 10 times bigger. Go big or go home. Because a lot of the time with the affirmations, and then you can add imagery to that if you're visual, you know, about vision boards, the bigger you go, the more likely they are to happen. And I've looked at I found vision boards in the loft from years ago, and everything on that came true. I'm not joking. Like the cars, the houses, the stupid stuff, the materialistic stuff, you know, myself as a person, everything manifests on there when you get it out. So it's about getting it out of your head onto paper, out as a vision. Now, with your affirmations, I would say don't stop there. We're just doing an example today as a demo to show you 2 subjects on your will. Look at your will. I guarantee not everyone's a 10. If you are, you're Richard Branson, and kudos to you. But most of us always have areas that we want to improve in our life. So write an affirmation for every single one of those. Take this today and push it. If you want to do more with it, add to all of those. Do an affirmation, maybe 1 or 2 for each of those subjects, each of those 8 segments of your life, as an idea, if you wish. And what I challenge you to do is, for 21 days, say those affirmations out loud. Now, you can do that silently in your mind's eye. You can do that to the mirror. You can do that to yourself. And every single day when you say those affirmations, as you're saying the words, as you're speaking them, get into the feeling of it. So really start to feel like you're there, because that's the key to manifesting. To become that vibrational match for what you want is to get into the feeling of it. And add to the thank you, thank you, thank you. Add the gratitude, because we know that's a beautiful high vibration, and that will help to assist in achieving your goals as well. And I'd be really interested to hear, after 21 days of these affirmations, if you're sticking with me and you're going to do this, let's do this, if you got the results. And I'd love to hear from you, because I'll tell you a little story of a client who came to me. She was a young lady and she was 22 years old. She was very shy. She'd just come out of a relationship and she was back home living with her dad, which she wasn't proud of. And she came to me for coaching because she wanted some guidance on what to do. She didn't know what to do career-wise. She knew she loved animals, but she didn't want to be a zookeeper because she didn't want to go back to college. You know, she went to the job centre and they were telling her things like, go work as a waitress, you have no qualifications, kind of thing. So she was really stuck because she'd done a lot of dog training before. So she trained with the psychology of dogs and always wanted to work with dogs or something to do with dogs. Now, to get into animal jobs is, as I say, it's quite hard and doesn't pay very well. Even a zookeeper doesn't pay very well. So I said, okay, so you definitely want to work with animals. That's great. She said, but I don't know how. I don't know how. I said, right, no, we don't worry about the how. The how is the universe's domain. We're going to focus on what you want. I don't know what I want. Well, you do. You've shared with me what you want. Let's get specific. So I said to her, we guided her with the right questions and we worked through it. And I said, she said, well, I don't, you know, she's 22 years old. I don't want to get up early. I was like, right. So you don't want a job, maybe a 9-to-5 job? No, don't want to get up early. Okay, great. So I'm thinking, oh God, this is a job where you work with animals, you're outside, and she doesn't want to get up early. This is not going to work. Anyway, so she goes, okay, so I don't want to get up early. Fine, that's an absolute non-negotiable. I want to earn this much money. I want about, you know, I want to earn so many £1,000 each month so I can get a gym membership. Great. I want this car. I've always wanted this dream car. Great. Okay, put it down. What you want that car? Great. You want to earn that money. You want your gym membership. Okay, cool. Now, bearing in mind, she's at home with her dad, earning absolutely nothing. She's signed on to the dole office. She's like, doesn't know what she's doing. She's going for all these interviews as a waitress because they don't know what to do with her. No qualifications whatsoever. And I want to be the best at what I do. I was like, okay, so you want to work with dogs, you want to work outside, you want this car, this money. Oh God, okay. I was like, let's try it. So we did it. We just wrote out her affirmations. You know, I want to work, I want to have a lay-in. I want to work a few hours a day. I want to get weekends off. I want my gym membership. I want my dream car, blah, blah, blah. We did it all. And she went away and bless her, she did the work. I held her accountable. We did the 6-week sessions and she did the work for 21 days. She was on it, on the affirmations, feeling it as if it had already happened. It got to week 3, I think, and she was being sent for interviews. She actually ended up at this interview and she didn't know what it was for. I think it was like some charity or something. And she got the job because she asked a very, you know, probing question, like, how can I be the best? Because that was in her mind from our coaching session. How can I be the best at what I do? And they gave her the job on the spot. They were like, she's great. And she's very shy. She was very shy. She couldn't really do a script. She got a job at Guide Dogs for the Blind. Charity worker, knocking on doors. So very tough job, using your voice, scripting to people with the possibility to train the guide dogs. She starts her work at 1 p.m. She finishes at 4 or 5. She doesn't work weekends. She became the best fundraiser for the whole of guide dogs in the country. Sorry, second best, earning so silly money, more than she'd put on her vision board. And she got her dream car. In fact, she got 2. She got her first little Fiat 500 and then she got a Fiat Abarth, which she had in her mind, got her gym membership and left her home and got her own place. And literally, when it stemmed from that interview to the point of her seeing the progress, she was blown away. And she came back to me and was like, oh my God, I can't believe this has happened. This is the, you know, and it took about a year for her to look back and reflect on the sessions. But it just proves the power of affirmations. That proves if you're determined enough and you have a clear, concise goals and you're repetitive with it and you put your energy into it, it will manifest. And we didn't know how we were going to do that. Like, how was she going to get, it was like life went, here you go. There you go. So it truly does work. And it's always makes me feel so motivated to continue to help clients, because I just go, when they're like, well, how, I'm like, nah, we're trusting. We just need to figure out what you want. So yeah, the Wheel of Life today that we've done is like a little taster of you finding a snapshot of where you are. Hopefully that will help you to get to a point where you can go, right, I need to focus on that. Let's refocus. Let's get everything out of my head onto paper. That's such a powerful thing. It's such an underestimated tool, journaling. But journaling using the right tools, using the right words. Let's not write what we want as if it hasn't happened. Let's write it as if it's already happened. That is the secret. And that is shared often in The Secret and the Magic by Rhonda Byrne. So again, we're just recycling all of the tools, all of the fantastic information that, you know, these mentors and teachers give us. And we present it in a way that we can go, and get real results. So yeah, for coaching, for goal setting, for affirmations, January is a really good time to start them. Hopefully today you've got something and gone, okay, cool, yeah, that's juiced me to to try this. Maybe I'll focus on that. Maybe there's something you've been wanting to do that you can then start doing.
Yes. I just wanted to, while you're taking a breath, I just wanted to iterate a few things that you've said today that are, in my personal experience, have worked. I've also got my old dream boards that I call them vision boards, or whatever you want to call them, and every single thing comes true on them, provided you have that feeling associated with it that you've said. And I think that's a lot of us skip the feeling because we think we're so cerebral, and we raised in the Western society to be fact, 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 and that's where we can fall down. Whereas actually, we are emotional beings, and because I do a lot of marketing, I always laugh when clients tell me that they're looking at the facts and they're making their decision, because 99% of the time they then make their decision on an emotion, because they've convinced themselves that they're factually minded people, and then boom, they've made this decision. I thought, well, that we may as well just throw those facts in the bin, because the emotion made them choose their option. But anyway, so that sort of thing I just wanted to reiterate. And I love the way you said, say it as though it's already happened, because here you are, here's where you want to be, and when you say it's already happened, your subconscious mind helps you to close that gap or move forward. So I've seen that so many times, Serena, what happens with people. It's just really fantastic. But can we just take 2 minutes to ask anybody if anybody has any questions? Has anybody experienced these things before, or does anybody want to add anything, comment on anything that we've just talked about? Any challenges? Who's up for the 21-day challenge? Because I am, definitely. I'm going to write in the WhatsApp group every day that I've done my affirmations today.
Hi everyone. Just a quick question. So I'm really up for it and I'd love to try it, but how much time do you commit every day to work on this?
Serena,
that totally depends on how much you want this to change, because if it's something that you've written and you're like, oh, I should really do this, I should really get back to the gym, I should really, and you're not 100% like, I want this, you're probably not going to put any time at all. But for the affirmations themselves, you're talking like not even 10 minutes. If you're writing them out, or if you've already written them out and you make you set aside even 5 minutes after your meditation or whatever your morning ritual is and go, I blah, 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 and I've done this and I did it, and you've saying it out loud to yourself, you will know based on what you've written how exciting that's going to be, and how important that is and how much time you spend on that. Because I would say you'd need at least 5-10 minutes to at least get to the feeling. Otherwise you're just monotonously saying it, which again is great, because as I know with my subliminals, you talk to yourself, but when the logical mind's speaking, often the limiting beliefs come in and it's like, really, what a load of rubbish, those blocks come in. But if you're saying it out loud and you're saying it with intention, use your physiology as well. That's another thing Tony Robbins does. He uses the body, like he does a power move, or he does something, like some physical thing. When you say it, locks it into your body. So you're using your sound, your vibration, your physiology, and then your mind to manifest and lock that in. And you will find you'll probably spend more time on it the more excited you are about it. And Simone, if you're not excited, find something else, because it means it's not your thing.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, what I always say is that the difference between millionaires and billionaires, millionaires write down their goals once a day and billionaires write down their goals twice a day. That's recorded statistic facts that have been written down. So you can look that up as well. And I always think that's funny. But I also think that I've just written down 2 affirmations that I can't wait to read. The vibration of them is so high, and I can't wait to read them several times today. Again,
love that. Oh,
yeah. Sorry, over to you, Serena. I did interrupt you.
No, that's fine. So I was just rounding off really, and explaining, I guess, if you guys are looking for a coach, find, they are very useful in helping you to achieve your goals. Find one that resonates with you. Check the testimonials. If you want to take it to the next level and want someone to hold you accountable, then coaching is a great way to do that. I'm sure most of you have coaches yourself or are coaches yourself, but as a coach, I have many coaches. I don't just go, oh, I know it now, because I do live it and I do breathe it. I am a big fan of practicing what you preach, because I can't stand here honestly with integrity and say do this and then I don't do it. I physically do it, and I know when you live it, you can then share that information and passion and inspiration to others, and they pick up on your energy and they get excited by it. But if you're a coach, or if you are looking for coaching, definitely consider this as a way to figure out what you're supposed to be doing, figure out what your soul's purpose is, your mission, figure out your compelling future. If you don't have one of those, you will end up getting caught in the cycles of the collective consciousness. You can get caught up in the rat race. We can get caught up in that real low density. And don't get me wrong, we've spoke about this before, Catherine. Sometimes it is for your soul's learning. We do need to go through those things. We do need to have the darkness. We do need to have the dark night of the soul. We do have to experience that pain. Sometimes we just got to hit rock bottom to go, oh my God, enough. And then your should becomes a must. Sometimes we have to do that, because how will we know what's good otherwise? Our ego mind is here to experience emotions in a human body. That's the purpose of this life, to learn and grow as a soul. We're a soul in a body with the ego mind having a human experience. I always come back to that, zoom out of it. But I'm going to leave you with my favorite quote by Rumi, which is, this is something to remember. Live life as if everything is rigged in your favor. Rumi. Because it absolutely is. Just remember that life, the universe, God, the divine is wanting to give you what you want. Your soul, your higher self is wanting you to experience your highest potential, and it wants you to be on your highest timeline. So why not aim for that? Don't just settle, push the boundaries, push the limits, go to that discomfort and get growth, and coaching can help. So
wonderful. Thank you so much, Serena. I just have something in the chat from sorry, let me just do one thing at a time. From Aline. She says, is it scientifically proven that if you run on the spot or something, that this brings about arousal in the body, which makes us think that we feel what we feel because of what we are thinking, even though a thought alone isn't enough to feel things. We still believe it because of the intense movement. And this is why we often fall in love quicker with someone that when we're on the dance floor than from sitting drinking a coffee.
Love that. Yeah, absolutely. And Tony Robbins proves that when he does the coaching. It's why he gets the physiology involved, because it embodies it. Absolutely, spot on. It is.
I love that as well. And there was one thing I wanted to add as well is sometimes, you're talking about the dark night of the soul, and sometimes I've been in that dip. I know exactly what that dip feels like, and you kind of feel like you have to pull yourself out. But one of the tools that I use to pull myself out is to think about some evidence, because my brain likes evidence of the fact that I've done this before. So so don't worry, I've done this before. I have evidence that it worked when I did it before. I can do this. I've got this. And then pulling out. So sorry, just something that made you said that triggered that in my brain. Actually, yeah.
Evidence. That's your blueprint though, isn't it? Because that's like, yeah, I've done this before. I know my blueprint. I know I'm going to get out of this. I have my goals. Of course, it's going to be fine. Absolutely. That's your soul protecting you, isn't it? From the ego, like, it's fine. We got this. You go through it. It's good. It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. You do make me laugh, Serena. I feel so like bubbly. Lovely today. Okay. So anybody else, any other questions, comments, things that they want to say? I love that Aline added that getting physical, but that maybe dance around the living room when you're saying your goals. Yeah. Anything else? Mary Lou, you dropped out a little bit and then you came back in. Are you okay there?
I know. I'm a technology hot mess today.
And you're coming in from America. What time of the day is it over there?
It's 8, so we're starting work. Well, 8:49. So emails, the
Yeah.
hub and bub is coming through. But I love the car. I thought that was an awesome way to kind of fit that in your brain. So thank you. And I have, I do some coaching. I need a coach, and I know that. So I'm glad that you brought that to the forefront. Because sometimes I think we get a little lazy there. Like, I'm good. No. But the car was a great way to bring that into a kind of a more tangible way, a concrete way to get your head wrapped around it.
Awesome. Yeah, and Mary Lou, you're right as well, because with coaching, you do, I mean, it's almost like I use it like a market research. I love, because you pick up so much from other coaches. I've got a health coach, I've got a life coach, I've got a spiritual coach, I've got so many coaches. And I think, oh, I could use that for my clients, not only for my own benefit, but you can then recycle that information and present to them. It makes you more knowledgeable as well. So it's a really powerful tool to always remember that, yeah, we're humble enough to know we don't know it all. We know enough to do what we do and make the changes, but also, yeah, to keep striving, keep learning with this stuff. It's incredible.
Yes. And Andrew, did you want to add anything?
No, I just thought it's very it's a very good structure to get you back on the rails, because I've been a bit off the rails with discipline. And yeah, you're right, when you to write it down and then to say it out loud, it's funny. I forgot about the law of attraction and affirmations. I've been doing a lot of the darker work of past lives, and the other stuff, the other side, the spiritual side, which was probably an 8 for me because I've focused on that. But then obviously once you've worked on that, you need to create this reality as well. So I guess I've been doing the deeper work, and now I need to, put the icing on the cake here.
Nice.
Love that analogy. Amazing. It's about remembering, bringing it back to, isn't it, what we do know. I'm not sharing information we don't know. We're not, as I said, I'm not teaching you guys to suck eggs. This is information that we all know already. It's just that lovely reminder to kind of get back. Oh yeah, the gratitude, even the gratitude practice is transformational. We know the blueprint. It's reminding each other to come back to that is so exciting. We're all mirrors.
Yeah. And Eileen, did you want to say something? Eileen, yeah.
Was that me you were addressing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No,
Just-
I just wanted to say that I definitely agree that working with different types of coaches as a coach helps you to pick up on new things, or maybe learn to put the things that you already know into new perspective with new types of examples, maybe or new analogies or new metaphors that you're picking up from new coaches, and then passing that on to your clients. I definitely agree with that. I've been a coach for almost 8 years, and I've worked with many coaches, many different types of coaches, and also healers and doctors and whatever. So I do believe that the more you put into your own tool bag, the more tools you get to pass on. So I can always highly recommend to continue to work with different types of people.
Yes. And I think also every year we need to, up the ante. Don't want to just stay where we are, which means that you might have your tires looking okay and then think, no, I'm going to push it up another level this year on some of the subjects. So yeah, get some nice bumpy rides going on purpose rather than just allowing them to happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay.
I just had a thought. I was going to share with you guys a snippet of a TV show that my dad had done, and it's just going to affirm, first of all, the affirmations, and second of all, the saying out loud with intent. I'll see if I can do a share screen if you don't mind, Catherine. It's like 1 minute long. It's part of his show reel for the TV appearances, but he did a show a couple of years back now. on Sky One, and it was called Sing to the World, I think. And he got this family that were in trouble, and he brought them together with singing and did a lot of the coaching. But they show on the show the power of affirmations, the power of screaming it out loud and using the physical body. And he transformed the whole family. So I'll just see if I can find and bring up that 1 minute segment just to confirm. And you can see again how other coaches work. Not being biased because he's my dad, but again, it's Tony Robbins stuff, so we can't take any credit. We learn from the best, you know. I'll see if it lets me.
Yeah, you should be able to. I've checked that you can share screen. Yes.
Awesome. Can you see?
I can't see anything yet.
There we go. Oh no, I'm not good at this stuff.
Bottom of your screen should just be share screen, and then click the screen that you want.
Oh, should have sent it to you, Catherine, to do, shouldn't I? Didn't think of this one.
Just say, everybody talk amongst yourselves while I'm doing this technological thing.
Yeah, security access. Okay. No.
I am going to say, while you're doing that, is what I found today, that doing this exercise was perfect timing for me, because there's been two things running around my head and I haven't put them onto paper. And doing this exercise today made me put them onto paper, write them down. And I got so excited about it. They're out of my head, running round and round and round. So, yeah.
Yeah.
No, not working.
I don't. I think my Mac is not set up for that. But I'll try and share it in the I don't know, in the WhatsApp. Maybe you can share it on the Facebook page with
just send it to me.
as a little example. Yeah,
I'll do that.
so like a 30-second trailer.
That'll be great. I will do that for sure.
Cool.
Sure. Okay, well then, all that's left to say is a huge thank you to Serena for sharing her invaluable life skills with us, her life coaching skills with us. Everybody, if you are interested in contacting Serena directly, then please do go ahead. I'll put Serena's contact details in the Facebook group, and everybody's got access to her on the WhatsApp group already. So that's all good. All good. And
thank you guys for participating today and for playing full out. I hope it's been useful and just a reminder, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks everybody. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye everyone. Well done. Take care.